Okay, and I use these pictures because I think like everyone here, we need to believe in what you do. And I work almost full time on biochar. And I think biochar is useful to this climate change situation nowadays. Rather small. So today I will introduce not the biochar as materials itself, but biochar almost in policy level. So you see how we are gonna try to use biochar in Thailand, and then talk about a little bit about intake and last shopping of the institute that I work on, and then talk about our net zero biochar research theme and current efforts and work plan. Okay, so we know that Thailand is an agricultural country, and we have around 70 million inhabitants. We have area of around 500,000 kilometers. We used to be, I don't know if we are still, we are one of the leading world exporter of rice, sugar, tapioca, and fruit. So we have these residues lying around in Thailand. For biochar, we believe that the biomass suitable for making biochar should be only waste biomass, meaning that they are leftovers from any other more valuable applications. So also we are working with lots of farmers because they believe now that biochar can improve their income by developing biochar carbon credit projects. So for that purpose, especially the biochar, the starting material must be waste materials. So we are also working on this. So we have done a survey this year at EPIC. North of Thailand, we have corn, we have cassava, we have a little bit of rubber trees. And these are the parts that will be useful for biochar making. Stem, shoots, leaves, meaning that these parts are not used for other applications. And similarly, however, for south of Thailand, they will grow lots of palm trees and rubber trees. So this is the fun part when we work on biochar, knowing all the time that we are actually the last priority. When starting from agriculture residues, forestry waste, urban biomass, animal manure, these are all quite messy to work with for a start. And as I said earlier, I'm a materials scientist and engineer. So this would be something we will work on when, for example, myself, when I'm very old, when I have most of my fun doing research on other things already, so now I'm trying to make this useful. And if you have this waste, then you have many techniques to convert them into many useful applications. So for example, if you are biochemist, you can convert biomass into hydrogen. This is expensive. The most promising renewable energy, clean energy people talk about, or you can make bioethanol, you can make acetone, ethanol, you can make methane, hydrogen energy. But for biochar, as Professor Abhiniti mentioned, we use thermochemical conversion. It's not cheap to make high quality biochar. Okay, so money problem is that. So how do we make biochar inexpensively? That's, I think, our challenge. And almost everyone in Thailand work together. I'll show you. So I don't know how to acknowledge. So I call our community Biochar Consortium. So for thermochemical conversion, then you have gasification, pyrolysis, and liquefaction. You get syngas, you get bio oil, and from pyrolysis itself, you get a few things mixed together. So you have bio oil, charcoal, syngas, and biochar. So biochar is actually charcoal, but when you go to places like bioenergy power plants, some of them have almost biochar already ready for use, but they are not all the same. So we need to collect data to start with. Chemical reaction, you get binary cell. Direct direction, you get electricity from combustion. Again, because we have seriously worked on biochar together the community only this year, and we found already many obstacles. For example, economic competition to biomass, resource allocation, where we talk about expenses need to spend on transportation. So biochar, we need biomass nearby. We need to do it locally. That's my personal opinion. Cost of competitiveness. If you have a lot of biomass, will you use all of your biomass producing biochar? Probably not. Okay, but there are compromising scenarios where you can get the best of every situation you are working on. And sustainability focus. Should biochar focuses on waste or low value biomass, such as food waste or sewage sludge? So this is my personal curiosity. If I have enough time and enough money to do research on this will be my focus. I would like to transform food waste and wastewater sludge from water treatment into biochar. Because for other applications, I don't think other people will put effort on this. Scientific and technical competition. So in science, we like innovation. And we know that we can make our biomass, the same starting materials, into biochar or biobriquettes or composting for waste management. What is the best solution? In my opinion, for example, if I'm to use biochar for soil improvement, I will mix with part of the biomass that's been composed, for example. But how to find the optimal condition, I think that's scientific research. Mechanistic competition, biochar's absorption mechanism, nutrient retention, and catalytic activity. So most of the studies will study on one mechanism separately. But hopefully, Dr. Jarode, Professor Ability here will do the combination. I'll be following up with the work and performance optimization. For market and innovation competition, we have carbon removal market. This is promising. However, how long will this stay? We don't know. But this will give a good kick-off to our community. Innovation contest, high-value biochar-based materials, I think this will sustain. So let's encourage us to work more on this. Contract and branding competition. So this is, for example, supply contracts with agriculture, construction, or carbon projects in the supply chain. Now the big companies will have to do this carbon footprint, and to reduce the carbon footprint, they also need to encourage all their companies in their supply chains to do the same. So I think this will be another reason to boost biochar activity. And drivers of competition, environmental benefits, potential for carbon sequestration, soil health, economic opportunities regarding carbon credits, and ESG-linked investment, circular economy, integration of biochar, circular economy, net zero frameworks. So many opportunities. So meaning that why not doing biochar? I think we have to do it. For people who haven't visited Master or MTech นะคะ we look like this. We are situated in Thailand Science Park in Pathum Thani province. MTech will be this building and the whole setting is like this. You are welcome to come visit when you have time and when we also have time. We are full-time researchers, so we have slightly less than 3,000 employees. I believe you have this slide, so you can take a look later. And under NASA, we have biotech, MTech, tech, nanotech, energy tech. The reason why I put this is because previously, if you select a topic, for example, if I would like to work on bioenergy, it would be biotech, MTech, and energy tech. But now that we work on Biochar, the whole 5 sentences need to work together, and I'll tell you how we've been working together. So BCG economy, bioeconomy, circular economy, green economy, and sustainable development goals have been our focus for some time. The work on biochar itself belongs to this category. We are trying to help the country arriving indicators and databases for carbon dioxide, circular economy, and SDG. In our contribution is from Biochar. And this is about intake. We have around 430 employees, all full-time. And I work for this research group, focusing on environment. We have 9 research groups at MTech. MTech has been founded for 30-something years, and in the past we've been working on core competency of material science and engineering. So for any application, we would study structure of materials, how to process it, performance, properties, and using a lot of characterization. Now we think we are ready to be more relevant to the country's policy. So, for example, Environment Research Group, we work completely on material solution for net zero. Why biochar? Why now? We started involved in national policy in the year 2022. Back then, we tried to find the landscape of technologies for net zero emission in Thailand. And we found as from technical data and from policy data in the country, as everywhere else in the world, we need to work on renewable energy, energy efficiency, improve of how to use energy in industrial sector, agricultural sector, circular economy. That's for emission reduction. And for greenhouse gas capture, we know that people talk about carbon capture and utilization, carbon capture and storage, nature-based solutions. And we thought seriously that this is the thing for Thailand. But back then we didn't know how to do it. Luckily, Biochar community started, and we got to work with KU people here. The thing was, when we did this project, because the country started to have a roadmap towards net zero emission. And back then, we were saying that, okay, we would reach carbon neutrality in year 2050 and net zero emission in year 2065. However, a few days ago, Thai government said, okay, we would do the same as other countries. So we would move the zero emission goal to the year 2025. And sorry, that's this year. Sorry, I was confused. 2050. Okay, so this is wrong. 2050. So we have to worry. In year 2024, we worked on techno-economic assessment of BECCS. So this is bioenergy with carbon capture and storage. We did this because it's been put in the roadmap for carbon capture to help the country to go towards that zero emission. However, we found that huge incentives from the government needs to be given to relevant stakeholders, and it's not very likely that it will happen soon. So equivalent to the ECCS, but it's net zero, but it's nature-based solution. So we also know that for example, in your offset, carbon offset, the nature-based solution can be included only 10%. Okay, but it's still better than nothing. So we thought, okay, we would put some effort on biochar as carbon negative nature-based solution BECCS. So this is how we started. And biochar has been suggested as one of the carbon dioxide removal options in nationally determined contributions, the latest version already. What does this mean in our community, research community? It means that if we work on biochar and we are aware of the policies, we can ask for funding from the government to work together towards this goal. Okay, so for net zero biochar, we will work on permanent carbon removals, and we know that for permanent carbon removals, we have three options. We have bioenergy carbon capture and storage. We have direct air capture and carbon storage, and we have biochar. And as mentioned earlier, with biochar, we have feedstock types to think about. We have applications to think about, and research communities can make all these applications high quality, meet the standard. So this can be used really for carbon credit market. That's sort of what we are trying to do here. So this is probably more technical and you'll be more interested. Putting everything together, we are in circular economy and we are reducing pollution. So starting from economically viable biomass after being chosen. So these are the keywords you can use as researchers when you write proposals, okay? So you can talk about waste valorization. In biochar production, you can talk about energy efficiency, pollution-free, greenhouse gas emission, zero, no PM 2.5 anymore. Or applications, you can talk about soil improvement, wastewater treatment, and others. And within the wastewater treatment itself, you can talk about energy use, energy efficiency, water quality, and the nutrient recovery. In soil improvement, then people talk about food, feed, fuel, nexus, meaning that from the same crops. Maybe some people would like to use it for food. Some people would like to feed it to animals. Some people would like to make it go straight to the energy sector. Okay. Then this is what will be very interesting if we can work on and to tell not only Thailand, tell the world your understanding of complex interconnections and synergies between biochar's production, properties and applications across the water, energy, food nexus, and the climate change. That would be ultimate. Okay, and these are our efforts this year that I would like to update you what we've done. Regarding the feedstock, we are trying to make biochars Thailand's biochar map, meaning that we would like to create a map locating available biomass for biochar production. And this we work with NETIC mainly. Biochar standard, for the process, emission standards, as Professor Kaniti mentioned already, we've been working closely together with the hood that KU designed. We've been collecting emission data from community artisanal kits. And we are going to work with Simon lots from Ithaca, trying to make ourselves KU and MTech being able to endorse new design teams in Thailand. For structure, so this is actually my specialty, although I'm now going to talk about other things. This is the fun part, material science and engineering, meaning that if you remember, I talked about this, my expertise long time ago when I still did a lot of research was characterization. So whatever you do, if you understand your materials very well, you can start with different sources and end up with different structure and different properties. In the past, we know that people talk about diamond. Diamond is expensive. We know how to arrange atoms in diamond to get single crystal structure of carbon to get diamond, and it's nice, it's expensive. Or we can have graphite or other applications. They are crystalline materials. For biochar, they are amorphous carbon. Then also we have coal, we have lambac. They are all amorphous, but they have different properties. And they have different properties coming from plants or animals and things like this. So if you have time, I think we are well equipped with characterization equipment. We can even do something like this. For example, bamboo. We can work with artisanal cheapest version of bamboo processing. And then when we get the bamboo biochar, we study the bamboo using microscopes, using elemental analysis, knowing where things are. We did this in 2018, I think. What we learned from bamboo biochar was that bamboo is not wood. Okay, so when you have different ingredients like this, we know that we have cellulose, heavy cellulose, lignin, and they can be converted into many products. In bamboo, I think it's some or most of it is starch. So starch is it's like sugar. Okay. In carbon materials community, they have this word for carbon made from starch. I think they call carbon, and they are nice. They can be made, and so they are expensive. They can make it too fancy with quantum dots, etc. So from biochar, from bamboo biochar, we use high resolution. This is transmission electron microscopy, and the black dots there are the carbon atoms. So we found that making this very cheaply, we've got some graphitic structure inside. We call disordered carbon, disordered graphite in the structure. And we put platinum conducts inside, and this can be used as the electrochemical electrodes, the cathode side. People use this for fuel cells, people use this for batteries. So that's further step where you can make more value from the biomass. And these are characterization techniques that you need to do for biochar characterization. For physical properties, you need to study surface area, size distribution, microstructure, morphology, and you can do the surface analysis by nitrogen absorption, desorption, using BET or BJH or DFT models. For microstructure, you use scanning electron microscopy or transmission electron microscopy. For chemical composition, you use for elemental composition, you can use CHNS analyzer. Or for nutrients and heavy metals, you can use ICP-OAS, ICP-MS, AAS. For certain chemistry, for functional groups, you use FTIR or XPS. surface change, potentiometric titration, or CFA analysis. So I think you will be given this. I don't want to bore you with this slide. However, when you conduct this, when you have to characterize the virus, you will find a few things. First, they are expensive. Never enough money to do this. And then second is each technique costs differently. So this is when you have table like this is useful. For example, I keep breaking things. I'm sorry. For example, if you would like to do to study surface chemistry, among STIR and XPS, I think XPS is like 100 times more expensive than STIR. So, but now you have AI tools to talk to. It's not a problem. You just talk to ChatGPT this morning. I would like to characterize my biochar surface. What techniques should I use? Where should I go? Okay, and from the characterization capability, MTech has been working with many people. We call Thai Biochar Consortium. So everyone involving characterization, involving applications, involving production of biochar come together to work on this Thai biochar standards. And then Affinity is one of the committee there. So we compared all availability standards elsewhere in the world. We list what they need to take care of, and then we put the must do list, trying to minimize everything into Thai biochar standards, but still it's a lot. So in Thailand, we send samples to characterize all these per sample. I think it's around 60,000 baht. So I think the team making this biochar standards will come up with a more community-friendly version, cheaper version regarding biochar and also the artisanal teams. For applications, this is nothing. I just put a little bit to talk about. But as mentioned earlier, biochar can be applied to many applications, especially for climate change mitigation, and that can be put into biochar carbon credit projects. So that will have to follow methodology, and Thailand has been developing standard keyword for biochar. So we are working with Thai Greenhouse Gas Organization, trying to come up with this with Chiang Mai University. But this is I think this information is interesting just to talk about. When people talk about biochar, I have heard many people all the time saying, okay, we make biochar at 400 degrees C. We have biochar, but your biochar is made at 800 degrees C. Yours not biochar, yours activated carbon and things like that. So I don't know if this is accurate, but biochar will include even graphite, wood, charcoal, and some char. And this left-hand side is where they compare hydrogen to carbon atomic ratio. And this is when they use oxygen to carbon atomic ratio. When we see people talk about the ratio, actually they mean they use hydrogen to carbon ratio to tell the degree of aromaticity of the carbon. And then they use O2C atomic ratio to tell how much oxygen has come out from the carbon. That's what they think. And we have, I think, more than halfway provide making this Thai Biochar.net database. So it's Thai Biochar database. All the information we've been collected when not confidential from the people we work with, we will put into this website. Okay, so people will have First of all, secondary data to work on. They don't have to repeat all the experiments that we have done. Hopefully, and all the standards involved will be put in this database as well. So in 3 years, from 25 to 27, we will work together with everyone interested in biochar in Thailand or even outside Thailand for this biochar consortium. And MTech has been the headquarters for this. So we have analyzed that this is the biochar ecosystem that we need to fulfill. We are working on the MRV, on how to develop PDD documents, how to assess emission and how to come up with a standard for emission of the artisanal cake. Biomass or biochar map, Thai biochar database, biochar standard. We need to work with stakeholders, either or including industrial and artisanal biochar producers. We would like to be able to certify our own biochar, which should be cheaper. The whole process should be cheaper than people sending biochar to characterize and certify stock. And we would like to enable this carbon market and helping the national greenhouse gas inventory. Okay, so this is my conclusion, which is confusing, but this is my message to young generation who might be working on biochar. So you have feedstock. Okay, your feedstock. So this is a summary of what I have been saying. You have got waste from many sources. You have your pyrolysis systems, which is very confusing in itself. Dr. Jawide will tell you about this. He is the expert. And once you get biochar, application is also varied. So you have looking at this positively, you have so many positive options to work on. Then, okay, you have biochar viscose, which are differently suitable to different conversion processes. And you have different conversion end products and different applications. How to choose wisely from your own local feedstock, the suitable process, suitable end products, and suitable applications that will make the most benefit to stakeholders involved. I think this is very important, and in the past, this must have been very difficult or impossible. But now with AI tools again, I'm not against it, and I'm not the big fan. But I think if you use it wisely, we can do this rather easily compared to the past. That's all from me.
Thank you so much for such a nice overview of such a nice overview of the biochar research. Before I get the appreciation, let's very Thai way of saying appreciation.
Okay.
Still have time if any questions for Dr. Chanchana. Anybody researching on biochar would like to ask questions? Or you have to apply for the research grants or something like that? And student Jesse.
I'm not having any questions for you, but we will try to organize an international conference on biochar next year. We would like to invite you to participate.
Awesome. Okay, before we have the break, I think just a little bit of housekeeping notes. And for those people who are joining us tomorrow, please sign up. There is a sheet of paper. You can sign up because of course we need to sign the signature every day, right? But for tomorrow, you can sign up. You can do it now. Okay, so that we know the number of people who are joining us tomorrow, so we can arrange the lunch box and all that. Okay. Okay, and for tomorrow, the bus will be Thailand sharp at 8 a.m. Okay. At 8 a.m. Early, but so that we arrive at the by 9 it is a bit early, but I'm sure that it's going to be very rewarding experience tomorrow. Seeing a